Hey, ladies and gentlemen, how are you?
What's
Dad is
up?
golfing. AJ here. Dad is golfing. Scott, my buddy. Grey Ghost Golf. Episode 6, my friend. Episode
Yeah,
6.
being
Um,
consistent.
Crazy, huh? Crazy.
Yeah.
So hope everybody's doing well out there. Thank you for joining us, and do us a favor, hit the subscribe button on both of our sites. Dad is golfing on YouTube, Grey Ghost Golf on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you guys join us and watch some of our videos and our content that we do. Most of the stuff that we're doing here is fun, lighthearted, having a good old time. We're going to kind of get into a little bit of the weeds here. I think it's time we talk about a little bit of some stuff going on in the world here, Scotty.
Yep.
Obviously, we're not a big political talk here. That's not our place.
No.
Um, but with all the stuff going on in the world right now, and the obviously the assassination attempt on our former president, it just kind of it hits home a little bit where like, what are we doing?
Right.
We look at these comments that we have these comments, and people are sending comments out to us and throwing shade on what we're doing, and making
Right.
fun of us a little bit, and saying how,
Haters are gonna hate. Haters hate
yeah,
success.
like, but like, why can't people just seriously, just seriously, just look, like, keep your negative comments to yourself. The
Right.
negative things you want to do, like, don't do them. Like, I mean,
Right.
like, where are we? Where did we diverge so far from the path of right and wrong, and good and bad, and stuff like that? I mean,
Right. And I
like I
don't have
said,
the answers. I don't think you do, but yeah,
no,
no matter
but
what, like you said, this isn't political. No matter what side you're on, and it's sad. Even if it happened
yeah,
to the other
the other way
person
around. Yep.
running, it would have been
I,
bad too. And it's terrible. But
like,
hopefully,
and our, obviously, our hearts and our prayers go out to the victims of
right.
everything that
Oh yeah.
happened up there. And it's you know you, it scares me. I have two daughters.
Yeah,
Like,
you got two daughters.
taking them to the mall, or taking them to a football game, or taking them to like
A
a
golf
political
tournament.
event or something like that, golf tournament. I mean, like, why are we at this place in society right now, and where people can't settle their differences with talking, right? That's the
Right.
first thing. And it's almost like, I don't think people respect.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah, I don't think people respect other opinions enough. And I
Right.
think that's where it's coming from. Um, you know, we see things on movies, and all these different things out there that, I mean, they're movies, they're Hollywood, they're different. Like, I don't know where we have gone astray. And I'm not saying that I'm innocent, and throwing my views and my thoughts out on people, because there are times when my wife and I are, when Shelly and I are getting into it and we're arguing, and I come back 20 to 30 minutes later, and I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I was wrong. um so I just don't understand why we as a society are so angry right now. I really don't. There's too much, good in the world, and there's too much, like like, just driving home from work, and seeing a great sunset after a rain. I mean,
Right. Or a beautiful golf course on a lake or something, or just in general, or the golf
yeah.
going into the cup on a birdie, you
You know,
know.
I mean, I think one of my favorite things in the world to do is when I come home and my daughters come up and give me a hug, and
Yep.
they say, they're so happy to see me and everything like that. And that, like, brightens my day. It brightens my day.
Yep.
Um,
Right
and
now, mine's my dog, so
but I think that
since I don't have kids, to clarify.
if I can say anything to anybody, and if anybody's listening, and for the 5 people that are going to watch this video, like, just be good to your neighbor, and
Right.
I've done things, and I've said things to people, and I'm sure that,
Realize you're
you
gonna have
know I,
differences.
and I've ticked people off before, and I realized when I was wrong,
Yeah.
and now is the time where I think we need to come together as a nation, as a community, as human beings, and say, enough is enough. Like, it really, really is. I I don't know. I'm just
No matter what side you're on, but yeah,
yeah, I'm
yep.
really kind of hurt by this is what we're doing right now. And um like I said, no matter what side you're on, no matter what you believe, what you don't believe, who do you pray to? Like, people all have the right to to do what they want to do. And that's what being an American is all about. You have the right to to believe what you want to believe, and you have the right to do what you want to do, and you have the right
As
go where
long as
you
it
want to
doesn't bring
go.
harm on others.
Yeah, and we're in it, and right now I don't know, I'm really worried um about where we're going as as just a humanity as a whole. It's just
Yep.
it's really kind of hit me home, and yeah, it's scary a little bit. That's all.
Let's
But
hope we're
but
we're headed for better days, but we got a lot of work to do. Anyways,
yeah,
on a
we got a
better
lot.
note, let's get into some golf. So,
Yeah, yeah. What a week. We got a great week this week,
oh
don't
yeah,
we? I
the
mean, it is
Open.
the Open Championship out in Royal Troon. We're going to talk a
Yep.
little bit about the course here in a little bit, but I'm going to tell you, this is one of my, I love all the majors. I do. There's no doubt about it. But I think this one has to be my second favorite behind the Masters. Obviously, the Masters is I love the Masters, but this is kind of my second favorite. And I'm that guy who's going to wake up. My alarm will be set at two o'clock in the morning on Thursday, Friday. And I will be up and I'll be in my basement and I'm going to get myself some breakfast. I'm going to fix myself some coffee and or some tea, and I'm going to head down there and I'm going to put the Open on, and I cannot wait, my friend.
Let's meet at a morning diner.
There we go. There we go. We're saying we should do one of this podcast in the morning while we're watching it.
There you go.
But yeah, I'm one of those guys that gets up early and I love it. And the thing I love about the Open Championship is the venues. I love watching links golf. And here in America, we really don't have true
No.
links courses. We have a couple of them. I would say like National Golf Links up in New York, which is uber private. You're not going to be able to get on unless you know somebody. Shinnecock Hills, those are linksy style golf courses. And then you've got, Pinehurst is a links kind of a style, but it's more of a parkland. And then a lot of these courses do say that they're links. Like we played one down in Myrtle Beach called the Man of War, and the Wizard was right next to it, which was a little more of a linksy one. Moorland, Heathland Moorland was like our Heathland the Heathland course down at the Legends Resort was more of a linksy camp. And I really enjoy playing like a links style course, but I don't think I've ever played a true links course. And
Not like that.
with the wind and the
The
rain and
wind. Oh
all
yeah.
the
The cold.
adventures that come with it, cold. I love watching the game, and I love watching links golf. Like it is great. It's fantastic to watch. Um, it's going to be the weather. I was reading some of the forecasts about the weather. It's going to be pretty crummy these first 2 days. So it's going to be fun to watch these guys struggling out in that crummy weather. But it's just it's a different type of game, and that's the thing I love about golf is you can play the game so many different ways and be successful so many different ways. So it's just fun. It's fun to watch.
Yep. Yep. I haven't watched much of that style of golf, but no, it is a good turn. It's a great tournament. One of my favorite golfers, like I mentioned in the past, Tom Watson, I believe won it,
Five, I think. Four
yeah.
or five. It's one of
Yeah.
our.
So
I mean, the dude almost won it at 59 years old.
right, right. So yes, it's gonna be interesting to see who pulls it out. Can Rory finally pull it out? And I wish him the best. Not my favorite golfer, but it'd be cool to see him win. But there's some other guys I want to see win. I would love to see Ricky win, as you know. It'd be
Well,
awesome to pull something out of.
the thing about the Open Championship, it really depends on the draw. So
Right.
if you're the early tee time and the weather's good, you can really score low, and then the weather can change like that. So
Right.
you got to get the luck of the draw, but you don't know what it's going to be. That's the crazy thing about it.
Right.
So I heard something on the radio, listening to McGinnis on Tap today on Sirius XM. John McGinnis was saying that you can you can tell the guys that they can have an open tee time anytime they want to go, and they'll pick a time and they'll look good and they'll go out there and they'll get the wrong part of the draw because in 20 minutes it'll change. The weather will change completely. So
Nope.
it's pretty cool. But so let's talk about the course a little bit. You're at Royal Troon, which is actually on the west side of Scotland, a little more north. So they say that it's going to be a little cooler up there, and it's coming off the Bay of Ireland, I think is what it is. But so it is par 71. Okay, par 71, 7,385 yards. Has what I counted 93 bunkers around the course.
And they're not just
Um,
bunkers. They're you can
Yep.
stand in them and still not see over the top.
The only water, they have two burns that kind of run through the course on hole number 3, and I believe it's hole number 15, where the burn runs through. So it's a really narrow inlet of water. So there's not a lot of water, a lot of rough. I mean, big
Yep.
rough too, the big Open Championship. So a couple things about Royal Troon. It was established in 1876. How about that? 1876. All right.
Nice.
It had 52 members. It was actually, they opened the doors on March 16th, 1876, with 52 members. So I did my research. The first six holes were made by Charlie Hunter. Okay. And he was a protege of Old Tom Morris, which is really cool. And then Gregory Straff was finished the rest of it. And then Willie Frentz did a redo on it in 1916. So it had 18 holes in 1884 is when Gregory Straff got through with it. They reconfigured it again in 1922 because they hosted the Open in 1923 for their first Open. And then it got royal
Hang on a
status.
second. Isn't that crazy
Yeah.
that is 103 years ago?
Yeah, when they had the first Open. They had the first Open
Right.
101 years ago. Pretty at this
Holy-
course.
At
Pretty
that
crazy.
course, yeah.
Pretty
Isn't that
crazy, huh? Pretty
that's
crazy.
crazy? Yeah.
So, and then it got royal status. So it was always called Troon Golf Club, and then it got royal status in 1978. So that's when it
What
gets,
signifies royal status?
well, you have to send a letter to the Queen or the King, whoever's, and they have to designate it as royal status. There's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into it, and then like Royal Troon,
That's cool.
Royal Dornoch, they only have a certain amount of royals in the area, so it's pretty cool. But that's some of the research I did on it.
We will play one of these.
Oh, we're going over there sometime. So this would be the 10th time it's hosted the Open Championship. 1923, 1950, 1962, which I think 1962 was the year that Arnold Palmer won it there, which is pretty cool. 1973, 1982, 89, 97, which was the Justin Leonard win, and then 2004, which was Todd Hamilton with the big win. And then in 2016, the big duel between Henrik Stenson and Phil Mickelson, and Henrik Stenson was able to pull away that one. I think he shot 62 or 63 on Sunday to win to Phil's 65, and it beat him by like 3 strokes, which is pretty impressive. This is the 152nd Open Championship. That means they've had this Open Championship 152 times.
That's crazy.
Which is absolutely nuts, man, and it's really cool. Really cool. So I got 3 main holes I want to talk about here with you. Okay, the first one is the par 5 sixth hole. Okay, par 5 sixth hole. It is going to be measuring out as the longest hole in Open Championship history at 623 yards.
Dang, that's crazy.
But again, this is a hole where you get it. It's a straightaway hole. You get it in the fairway, and it can just go, man. It just goes. So you got to avoid a couple bunkers in there. If you're able to do that, it's really good. The next hole I'm going to talk about is the postage stamp hole, which is the par 3/8. Okay. From the tips, it's 123 yards from the tips. If they do a front tee and a front pin location, right, it can be 99 yards.
That's crazy. I just actually Googled it because I didn't know what you were talking about. So
Yep.
I've got a picture of.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So William Park was in Golf Illustrated. He said when they're going through the course and everything like that, said it's like, what did he say? He said it's like pitching on a surface skimmed down to the size of a postage stamp, and that's how it got the name. So pretty cool. But they have I think there's 6 bunkers around it, and some
I'm looking at it right now.
Side. Those bunkers on the right side, Scott, are like sheer face.
Yeah.
They've had people that they've said have gotten like 8s, 9s, 12s on this hole before.
You almost have to hit backwards or sideways.
Well, they do. Some people said they're going to lay up to the hole. It's 123 yards, so they're going to lay up. I'm joking around, but really pitched. And they say there's like one spot that you can play the hole. I actually played in Myrtle Beach. There's a place called World Tour that has different holes that are on some of the most famous holes in the world. And postage stamp is one of the holes. So it's a replica hole of the postage stamp. Downhill shot, bunkers around. Now, they don't have the pitch as crazy, you know what I mean? But it is replica hole. And I actually parred it. I was able to put it on the green and part. I do remember that. So that's a really cool hole.
Should we show the hole real quick?
Yeah, put it on.
Let's see. Let me share my screen here.
While you're doing that, I'm going to talk about the last hole I want to talk about is the par 4 11th, the railway hole. Huh?
Let me see.
Nope. No.
All right, there we
Oh, there it
go.
goes. There we go.
Yeah,
There it
there's the
is. Yep.
whole postage stamp
Yep.
hole right there, the bunkers. Oh
See the
yeah,
bunkers, and you see, and on the right side of that hole, Scotty, on the right behind that, yeah, right there where your mouse is, it runs way off, like way off.
that's
Um,
crazy. Oh yeah,
so
look at it.
you
Yep.
can see it fall way off there, but it is a really cool hole, and you're actually teeing up for a lot higher from there. So it's
Huh.
gonna be a cool hole to watch. But I saw Tiger hitting some balls
Yeah, I saw that.
next round over there,
He was
so
other
cool.
early.
But the last one I want to talk about, the par 4 11th, the railway hole. The railroad runs right down the right side of that fairway and right through the green. There's a lot of out of bounds over there, a lot of out of bounds. So it's a 483-yard par 4. But it's another big hole that obviously the railway hole. So pretty
Cool.
cool. I love the history that comes with the Open. I cannot wait. I want to go take a trip over there so bad, and I need you to jump onto the plane with me and Alex and a couple of our
Yep.
other buddies to do it.
I gotta have Alex
Yeah,
as a guest one of these times.
we do. Yeah, we're gonna have him on here in a little. He's in England. He's actually in England right
Oh
now.
yeah,
That
yeah.
guy. He's in
That's
England
awesome.
with Susan, and they're hanging out and enjoying England. So think about it. So who would you who are some of your favorites for this week? Who you like
Oh
him?
man, I honestly don't really know. I mean, like I said, I mentioned Rory. He's from over there that area. So he's always got a shot, and he'll probably be focused after
Yeah,
what happened
especially
at
coming after with the U.S. Open. Yeah, I
yeah,
agree.
taking some time off, spent some time with his family, which is good for him. Like I said, I Ricky played well, what, a couple years ago, and then blew it
Yeah.
on the last hole or something. But so I hope somehow he gets his master. I would, or his um major under him. I'd rather see him win it than Rory. But I mean, you gotta go with Scotty. He's got a good shot.
Yeah.
Another guy I like internationally, I've always liked Shane Lowry.
Yeah. That's a sneaky pick right there. I like that pick.
Right, the
He plays
Irish
long ones. Yep.
Irishman.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yep.
think he's always up there. He's used to those courses over there. To me, he seems like a good guy, good family man. I follow him a little bit on social media. I've, seen him.
Mhm.
We saw him play at the U.S. Open a little bit here. Um, I really don't know though. It's one of those that somebody could just come out and surprise you too. You know.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I
What about
I
you?
think the British, the Open Championship, it kind of you have people that you don't even a lot of times hear of winning these things. Todd Hamilton was one who won it in 2004. You know what I mean? Ben Curtis is another one that you didn't hear really a lot about. But you still have your big names too. Tiger's won it 3 times. Tom Watson,
Right.
Jack, Arnie, Phil's won it once. Been in contention a couple times. I wouldn't be surprised if you see maybe, an older golfer win this one, like a Matt Kuchar. I can see
Right.
Kuchar kind of making a run because this is a
I
course where
like.
you
I
don't
actually
need.
like that guy. We saw him. We followed him a little bit at the U.S. Open, and
Yeah,
he seems like a pretty good guy.
yeah, yeah. Like
Good to know.
like even though it's 7,300 yards, it doesn't play. It depends on the win. It all depends on the draw. Anybody can
Right.
win. So that's why I think it is pretty cool to watch this because you never know who can kind of come up and get it. But you're still gonna have your big names there. I think. One thing that whenever you watch the Open Championship, they'll always talk about the greens. And the greens are always cut a little higher and they're always slower. They're always running on like an 11. And usually these PGA Tour players are running 13, 14 on the stems. So they're always a little bit
That and the moisture
slower.
could slow him down too.
Yeah, moisture can slow them down too. But one guy, I'm telling you again, this is my guy for the year. I picked him in almost every major. Ludwig Ober.
Oh
That
yeah.
dude is an unbelievable player.
Yep.
He was playing really well at the Scottish Open last week and kind of
U.S.
faltered at the
Open.
end. Playing really well at the U.S. Open this year, faltered kind of toward the weekend. I wonder if this is the week where he puts it all together. Like, I wonder if this is the week, and I hope it
He's
is.
probably used to some of those link style courses too.
Yeah, yeah. And another guy I like this week. I really like Victor Hovland for some reason. I don't know why that guy just every time I keep seeing things. I know his game's kind of not been playing well this year and everything like that, but he's a guy
But
who
we got Schauffele too, or however you
yeah,
say.
Zan Schauffele and Colin Morikawa. Colin Morikawa is
Oh
young.
man, I like that guy too.
Yep. So
He's young. What he's like 20.
27. We looked it up last time, remember?
Yeah,
You
that's
said he
right.
was like
That's right.
24. Now
Yeah,
he's older than that.
but still, he seems like a really good dude too.
Yeah, no doubt. So So we will come to you next week afterwards, and we'll have the results, and we'll talk about what we saw when we were watching it. I'll be up at 2 o'clock in the morning on Thursday and Friday. I'll probably put a couple videos out there. So check out at That Is Golfing on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, and you'll see some videos of me sitting there with a bagel and tea and everything like that,
And
enjoying
we
it.
may be playing in some of that type of weather on Saturday morning because we got a tea time. It's supposed to
We
rain.
do.
Drop from 104-degree temperatures to 80 on Saturday, which
I'm
I'm fine
excited.
with as long as it doesn't thunderstorm. We played in
Good.
some.
I'm in. I'm in. I got my rain gear ready to go. Let's talk a little bit about the course we played last week. We met on
Country Hills.
Thursday, right? Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday
Yeah.
night.
Thursday and played Country Hills. We talked about the course. It's a very short course. It's one that we played a lot because it was really close to where we worked together previously. I had a great round. I was able to get
Yeah.
18 in. I was able to get 18 in about 3 hours, which is
Yeah.
really cool. And I shot 75, which is a low round for the year for me, which honestly, if I don't break 80 there, I'm probably not happy. But kind of some of my stats here, I had 30 putts. I putted really well again. I got a little lucky
Even
on
though we had the sprinklers going in
we did have some
4
sprinklers
holes.
going on a couple holes for us. I hit 10 greens, 5 fairways, shot 38 on the front, 37 on the back, 10 pars, 6 bogeys, 2 birdies. And I had a couple opportunities for some other birdies. Um, I had some pretty good holes there, and was really excited to get out and play with you and Ben. It
Yeah,
it was a beautiful night out. It was
oh man,
gorgeous.
it was awesome. It cooled off nice and
Mhm.
yeah, we met you on a hole 8 and then played the
Yeah.
rest of the
I'll tell you
back
what, the
nine.
course was in good shape too.
Yeah, sure,
Probably
yeah.
the best that I remember playing it, because a lot of times it gets chewed up because it gets a lot of play. It was in really good shape. The greens were a little slow. I thought they were slow, obviously, because
Especially for Bermuda.
and then they were watering the heck out of them, trying to get them
But
safe.
I played pretty decent except for one hole on the that back nine because I had a 44. That's with a 6 on a par 3. Other than that, I
Yeah.
shoot probably a
Yeah, there's
41,
one bad tee shot kind of puts you in a rough
Right,
spot.
right.
But yeah, no,
Yeah, because I had to drop on that because it went in the
yeah,
creek.
yeah. So close the book on Country Hills, but if you get up to the Gibsonville, North Carolina area, and you want to play a pretty stress-free round, not a lot of issues, that's a good one to get to. I was actually able to get out Sunday and play the Tanglewood Champions course, and we'll do a review on Tanglewood Champions course here. In the future when we go and play 18 there, but I ran out on Saturday night, and was able to get in 9 holes out there. And they're putting a brand new clubhouse up there. So
Yeah, it looks like
we
it's
got
gonna
a
be
big
awesome.
hole in the wall, hole in the ground right now. It's going to be awesome. So
Check
I'm
out the rendering we posted on our
Yep.
pages.
Yep. So it's going to be so nice. I'm really looking forward to seeing how that comes along. I think they said that'll be open in May, probably in the summer of 2025. So we've
Nice.
got a little, trailer right now, and you have to kind of go, but it's still a good course.
It'd
The
be cool to
aerated
see the
greens.
progress as it goes.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. They aerated the greens early last week, so they were still sandy. But the course is in good shape, and it's a fun course to play. We'll talk about that one a little bit more when we play there. But I was able to shoot a 38, and had a pretty good day there too. So I'm playing really good golf right now. My last 4 rounds, I was just looking at them. 75, 77, 83, 79, and then I had a 38 on a 9 holes. So I'm playing, sub 80 golf, which I'm really excited about. The club, I'm feeling good with the club right now. I'm putting well, I'm
You mean
chipping
you're
well.
not? You sure you're not doing what I showed you in the video? You're taking 2 clubs and 2 balls on the green side.
Yeah. No, you play with me. When I'm on, I'm a decent little player. I just really want to,
Well,
like, now's the time I need to fine
your
tune
wedges
something,
help you.
because my big goal is, like I said, I wanted to break 75 this year, and I haven't done that yet. And hopefully we'll be able to do that here at the challenge. So we are playing the
Challenge is a
Challenge
tough one
Golf
to
Club,
do it
which
at.
is
If you
in
do it there,
Graham, North Carolina, which is if you're actually driving down 8540 between Durham, Raleigh, and Burlington, you actually see the course on your right side. There's a par 3, the 4th hole, right on your right. You're able to see it's a cool little par 3, right off the highway. So a little history of the challenge. Was established in 1996. Was established by a group. Let me see. Shape Masters, designed by Shape Masters. So a company that was able to come in and do it.
Never heard of them, but hey.
Yep. It's adjacent to the Hall River. It's a par 72. From the tips, it measures 6,882 yards. Let me see here. And it's got a rating of 73.7 and the 139, a slope of 139. We usually play the blues there, well, which would be 6,401 yards, rating of 71.3 and 135. And then you have whites, blacks, and then reds for the women. So
Yeah, no, it fits its name. It's tight course, that's for sure.
it is. It
you
is.
can't hit off to the side and expect to hit from one fairway over back over the other, and you pretty much lose your ball in the trees or
Yeah,
creek
yeah.
or
And
water or something.
I want to say they used to have bent grass greens. I don't know if they put Bermuda in. I don't
Yeah,
think
I
they
can't
have.
remember. It's been a while
I
since
don't
I
remember.
played.
Yeah, but it's but another course that we've played a lot of, and really enjoy going out there and playing in Graham, North Carolina. So couple holes like you said, Scott. It is a pretty tight course. You have to be aggressive on some of those shots. So like the second hole I think of is a tight par 5, but
Yep.
you really need to be down as far as you can because that green's a tough green complex up there, and you need to have
Right.
a
They
good
got the
shot in.
sand around it unless they've changed it. But
Yeah.
I think that the front nine, the toughest hole is the par 4 or 5 where your
Over the
your
over the
approach
lake.
shot is going over the pond. Yes.
Yeah. 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 It's the
I
par
personally
5
think
and
the front
7.
nine is harder than the back nine.
Yeah, the par 5 7th is it's a long par 5, little dogleg left. You got water all down the left side. And then you have to go over that water too. There's like a tributary that comes off of that water, comes down to a creek, to get to the green. And it's a pretty tough hole. It is a pretty tough hole. It's a
You gotta play
beautiful
it.
hole.
You
I
gotta
love
play
that
it
hole.
smart, not
You do.
necessarily distance
Oh
wise. You gotta
no.
get some
See,
good
I
shots.
disagree. I think you need to be aggressive there. You
Well,
need to
you
try to
do,
get as
but
far as down as you can.
you do on your, especially on your first shot, and then your
Yep.
second shot. Depending on where you're at, you're either gonna have to lay up or just go for it.
Yeah, if you do go for it, you got to bail out left because
Yeah.
there's a big hill on the
Oh
left
yeah,
side. You got to
and
bail
the
out left.
water,
So.
and then you got the par 3 after that, where the water's on the left hand side. You're up, you're teeing up off top, but
Yeah, I think
nine's an easy finishing
the
hole.
last 2 or 3 times I've been there, I've pulled my drive into the water on that par 3. I've played the par 5 pretty well, and then I've pulled my drive
The
par 3.
number nine's a pretty easy finishing hole.
Yeah, well they redid it. It used to be different. I don't know if you remember before they put the houses in there. It used to kind of go more narrow. There, the trees came in a lot more and would go
Yeah.
up to the right a little bit. Now they have it's like a big dog leg right because they put houses. There's some houses there on the left side. Back nine. I really like 10, 11, 12. 12 is a par 5, a long par 5. I really like 13 and 14. It's kind of they run parallel to each other, so one goes out, the other one comes back.
Yeah, and the split fairway.
And then 15 is a really nice par 3 with the water on the right. I like those three. That's like an open stretch of holes. And then I'll tell you right now, 18 is is a
18
tough
to me
hole
the hardest.
because it's a hard hole. Like
You gotta go over the water twice,
you
right?
got to go over the water twice, water down the left side the whole way, pretty much. You can hit your drive too far into the water. So you have to be
Right.
really smart with it. If you bail out to the right, you have a longer shot in. It's a tough little hole. It's a
Yeah, because
tough course.
you can. I've played it well until you get to the green because you've got the creek in front of the green, and then if you don't have a good wedge or approach shot, you're either too short or too long, and just you
Yep.
can really place it pretty much right on the green, or you're
Yep.
in
It's
sand or
tough.
hill or rough or
It's
water.
a nice hole. It's a tough ending hole though.
Yeah,
Depending on your round.
it's
I've
pretty
played
hard.
it both where I've played really aggressive on it and done well, and I've played it conservative and done well too. So I've
Pretty
also done
hard,
really
pretty
bad on
close.
both.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the challenge, looking forward to playing there. Excited about it. And um yeah, I think it's gonna be a good round of golf. I'm hoping that the weather holds off. But
It'll be a great
one
temperature.
thing about the challenge, I will say they do not have a driving range there. So if folks, if you're looking to go out there and play and warm up,
Right.
like they have a net where you can hit some balls into, but they have a putting green and everything, but there is no driving range. So
And the clubhouse is decent too.
they redid the clubhouse a couple years ago. They put a pool in there and everything like that, made it put that in there. But it's always in decent shape for the most part, I think, when we played it. So I'm looking forward to I haven't played it in probably about two years now. I think maybe we went out there last year and played with you one time,
Yeah,
right?
it's been I don't know if we played last year or not.
I think it may have been in the spring.
Right, right.
So it's definitely over a year that we've played there, and
Yeah.
look forward to getting out there. But yeah.
Pretty much it. Look, stay tuned for next week where we give our feedback on the Open and
Yep.
see what happens there and see what other topics we come up with for next week. But
Yeah.
appreciate the support. Don't forget to hit the follow button if you love this content. If not, keep the comments coming. If they're negative,
Yeah. It's okay.
whatever, keep them to
You're
yourself.
right.
But hey, you're still
You're right.
watching our content, so it's
But
catching your eye anyway. So
but like I was saying before, and we talking about before, I think we just need to treat everybody
oh
needs to
yeah,
treat people better. If we can do that just a little bit, just do a little more. Just do
right.
a little more for somebody else. And I think that'll go a long way into just there's too much
It's
hatred out there right
it's
now. We just
yep.
don't need it. Just don't need
Yep.
it.
It starts on the golf course too. Give that guy a gimme, if he wants to.
Yeah.
And give me a follow, give me a subscribe, give Dad is golfing a subscribe to hit that follow button. But we appreciate the support. I hope you laugh at us. We don't care. So
Yep.
we just love golf and love to get the content going to you. So everybody have a good rest of the week, good weekend, and hit them straight.
Talk to you soon.